Ladies and gentlemen, we regret to inform you that Saint Mick is right here. Hey, everybody, boys and girls. Not whoa. Hope that's not the cat of death coming to see me. The one that visits those nursing homes. I'm just kidding, boys and girls. I am back, baby, and I'm feeling like $100. We don't want anything to happen to that. Alright, kitty cat. Scram. Boys and girls, welcome to another episode of the 12 Days of Mickmas. Again with you today is the one and only Saint Mick, and I am feeling, like I said, $100. Okay, I'm a little winded, but boy, I tell you, I was taking those pain meds, and be honest with you, boys and girls, I don't even remember recording that last episode of the 12 Days of Mickmas. So I apologize if I scared some of you. I also apologize if I made some of you happy because you were thinking I wasn't going to be around, especially Larry the Liar. So anyway, oh boy, what a time I had. But being on those pain meds, that reminded me of a time in the 60s. When St. Mick, he strayed a little bit, got in a little bit of trouble with the law for growing something, not Mickmas trees, but a little something else. And a very famous singer wrote a song about it, and he called it The Ballad of St. Mick. But before I get to that, sorry, got a hair in my mouth. Probably from that cat. Anywho, before we get to the song, let's go with what day of Mickmas this is, because I tell you, I'm not sure myself. I was out of it, like I said. But according to Dopey's calendar, day 5 of the 12 days of Mickmas. Day 5. 5. All right. How many days left, boys and girls? How many days left? Dopey, I'm not sure what the hell this is, but came up with the right answer. 7 days left of Mickmas. You got the right answer. I'm not sure about the work there, Dopey, but you've been on the ball. I'm just waiting for it to all come crashing down here pretty soon. But nice work, Dopey. Like I said, you know, I've been around a long time. I've seen a lot of things. The 60s, though, I got really hooked on, the Grateful Dead, and we became very friendly with a fella named Jerry Garcia, and as some of you may noticed, he kind of took on my attributes. He had the bushy hair and the beard. Him and St. Mick, we were great friends. So I got to sing you a little song here. It's called the Ballad of St. Mick, and I'm not sure if you ever heard it before, but it's a wonderful song. Tells you about my trouble there in the 60s. I'll sing you a song about a guy I know. He fell from grace some 50 years ago. A cheerful fella, so jolly and round. He made quite a shock when he hit the ground. Was felt by every kid in every town. Well, he was unrecognizable in his shabby red suit, his ratty old beard, his tatty old boots. Special tobacco burning in his pipe may have kept him mellow, may have helped his sight, but it proved his downfall that Mickmas Eve night. Oh, Saint Mick, he's supposed to be flying to your town. Saint Mick, oh, he's higher than a kite, but he ain't left the ground. Well, it was Mickmas time up in his Arctic home. Inside a greenhouse he was growing his own. He had his little helpers in their little hands, working overtime to meet the demand for cigarettes made from his special plants. Oh, Saint Mick, he's supposed to be flying to your town. Saint Mick, Oh, he's higher than a kite, but he ain't left the ground. Well, it was Mickmas Eve and his sleigh was packed, but it wasn't toys he had in that sack. And when NORAD stopped his midnight ride, they took that sack and everything inside with intent to sell. They told him he'd be tried. Oh, Saint Mick, oh, Saint Mick, he's supposed to be flying to your town. Saint Mick, oh, Saint Mick, he's higher than a kite, but he ain't left the ground. Well, the trial came on, lasted about a week. Life in prison, the prosecution did seek. Guilty of trafficking, he was found, but the sentence the judge handed down gave hope to every kid the whole world round. Oh, Saint Mick, oh, Saint Mick, he's supposed to be flying to your town. Saint Mick, oh, Saint Mick, he's higher than a kite, but he ain't left the ground. They knew 6 months in rehab for his crime meant that he'd be out by next Mickmas time. And that pot-belly, pot-smoking jolly old elf with 2 years of toys sitting on his shelf would sure as hell want to redeem himself. Ah, Saint Mick, oh, Saint Mick, he's supposed to be flying to your town. Saint Mick, oh, Saint Mick, oh, he's higher than a kite, but he ain't left the ground. Well, he did his time, he came out alright. He made it up to every kid that he hurt that night, 'cause he realized what he stood to lose if he continued to use. So he said, kids, from now on, I'll stick to booze. Oh, Saint Mick, oh, Saint Mick, he's supposed to be flying to your town. Saint Mick, oh, Saint Mick, he's higher than a kite, but he ain't left the ground. Oh, Saint Mick, oh, Saint Mick, he's supposed to be flying to your town. Saint Mick, oh, Saint Mick, well, he's higher than a kite, but he ain't left the ground. There you have it, boys, the Ballad of Saint Mick. Yeah, those were some wild time in the 60s. I've been all over, you know, but those times with Mr. Hefner, wears a rope, kind of like myself. He had this mansion. I could go on and on and on, but I won't. But, needless to say, I learned my lesson. I don't grow special tobacco anymore. I don't smoke special tobacco in my pipe. This is just regular tobacco. It's not as good, but what can you do? I don't want to disappoint. That was one terrible year for you. For me, it was a hell of a year, but for you kids out there, it was awful, and I apologize. So I'm glad I got that out of my system. Oh, you know what? The other day, didn't I promise to tell you why that reindeer's nose was red? Did I? Anybody? Yes, I did. He was an alcoholic. Yeah, he drank like a fish. You know, you hear all kinds of stories, but the real truth was he was a booze hound, and that's why his nose was red. There's no big freaking secret. Okay, until next time, boys and girls, I will see you later, and Merry Mickmas!